You know, before I moved to Canada, I honestly thought banking was banking, no matter where you are in the world. You deal with customers, chase targets, attend meetings, and then you go straight home, right? But after working in both Pakistan and Canada, I realized I was completely wrong. The difference is not in the systems or the technology, it's in the mindset, the culture, and how people treat each other at work. When I was working in Pakistan, I was young, ambitious, and honestly doing really well for my age. I was a part of that culture where working late, chasing targets, living under pressure was normal and even celebrated. We used to say banking is tough, but secretly we were proud of it. It was like a badge of honor to be exhausted. And then I moved to Canada and I joined Canada's largest bank. Within the first week, I realized this is a completely different story. Not better, not worse, but different. And I want to be honest about both sides of the story because a lot of people back home romanticize about working abroad, thinking it's about peace, money, but no. You have to talk about the mindset shifts that you need to make. Let's start with the work culture. In Pakistan, hierarchy runs everything. If the branch manager walks in, everybody straightens up. If the regional heads visit, you feel the tension in the air. And if you've ever met the CEO, that is an achievement. It's considered a big deal. But here is what shocked me. In Pakistan, even the family of the CEO acted like they were above the system. I've literally seen the CEO's family members walking in branches and giving instructions and orders. And the staff listened. Why? Because he's the son of the CEO. But in Canada, nobody cares who you're related to. Whether you're the CEO's son or a brand new teller, you follow the same rules. Respect is not inherited, respect has to be earned. That mindset difference changes everything and affects everything, even how work gets done. In Pakistan, if you knew someone in senior management, your approvals would fly through in hours. I've seen people get account openings, loan approvals, or even internal transfers overnight just because they were connected. But for regular employees, the same task would take days. The full process, the full paperwork. In Canada, that concept does not exist. Even if your best friend works in the head office, you can't skip the queue, you cannot break the rules. Every client, every transaction, the same process. No exemptions. It's totally fair. It's structured and it's honest. It keeps everyone grounded and accountable. Now, let's talk a bit about clients. In Pakistan, customer service is personal and emotional. Clients want tea, they want to have a conversation and connection. And if you're a VIP or a relative of a senior executive, they're not going to wait in line. I've seen them being taken straight to the manager's office, and their transactions get done secretly while others stand outside waiting. Sometimes, even cash was handed out before the check came in, just because of who they are. That's how relationship works in Pakistan, through influence and benefits. But in Canada, there's no such thing as a VIP shortcut. If there's a queue at the teller, even a millionaire stands in line. There's no, sir, please come to my office, I'll get it done. Nothing of that sort. Everybody has to follow the queue. You can't deposit a check later. You can't have hastening the account opening process. You follow the SOPs, period. And you know what? It feels good to see a system where equality means something. Also, almost all personal or retail banking jobs are primarily sales. It is your job to sell the bank's products and complete your targets, yours, the branches. In Pakistan, your bosses don't care whom you sell the product to. However, in Canada, bankers are more trained to be advisors than salesmen. There is a lot of emphasis on training and client and product suitability. If you mischievously sell a car loan to a person looking to buy their first home, that is a sale, but it is frowned upon, and you could potentially ruin the client's life. Now, security is another area that shows difference between the two systems, and it shows you how differently they operate. In Pakistan, most branches they look like mini fortresses. You've got armed guards at every entrance, rifles, pump action shotguns, pistols. I mean, it's serious. It's serious security. Why? Because the risk is real too. And then you almost get used to that environment. The feeling that every day you're working in a high stakes zone. It does get stressful and just makes you feel awful. In Canada, even big branches, security guards are unarmed. They're there mostly for assistance, not intimidation. It's a calmer, safer place to work, and people actually trust the system. You realize how this environment shapes behavior of bankers and clients. In Pakistan, you operate on alert. In Canada, you operate on trust. Now, working hours. This was another shock for me. Sadly, in Pakistan, staying late is a status symbol. If you're leaving at 7 or 8 p.m., people think you're working hard. If you leave at 5, oh, you're lazy. I remember many evenings pretending to look busy just to seem dedicated. But in Canada, if you stay late every day, your manager will ask you, "Are you okay?" Because the branch literally needs to be locked by 5:15. And nobody is impressed by overtime. In fact, it's seen as poor time management. That mindset change was very tough for me. And for months, leaving on time made me feel guilty. But then I realized that's the culture in Canada. You're supposed to finish your work efficiently and then go and live your life, spend time with your friends and family. Now, something connected to this: breaks and lunch. In Pakistan, there's nothing called a lunch hour. You eat when you can, or sometimes not at all. I skipped so many meals just because the branch was too busy or it didn't look good to take a break in front of your manager, which is pretty sad, but that was the reality. In Canada, lunch breaks are scheduled and respected. Everyone, from the tellers to the manager, take their break according to a timetable that is set in advance. No one questions it. It's part of your work discipline. You're expected to eat, rest, recharge. And this small difference changes your entire energy and honestly, even your mental health. Now, let's talk about something important: feedback and leadership style. In Pakistan, feedback feels personal, emotional. If your boss says this is not good, it feels like they're judging you. There's shouting, there's pressure, there's public scolding, and humiliating you in front of clients. You start associating feedback with failure. But in Canada, it's completely different. Your manager will say, "Hey, you did great, but here's something that you can improve next time." So it's calm, it's polite, it's structured and constructive. So no ego and no yelling. They genuinely want to help you grow and succeed. And because of that, people actually listen and they improve. And they look forward to the next feedback. There's something else in Pakistan. Appreciation is rare. You can do 10 things perfectly and nobody says a word. But then one mistake and everybody knows that. In Canada, appreciation is constant. You help a client and your manager says, "Hey, nice job, Fahad." It's that simple. But that encouragement, that builds your confidence. Now, let's get to the controversial truth. A lot of people back home believe that working abroad means life is easier. Money flows, the respect doubles, but that is far from reality. The truth is, your respect here doesn't come from your degree, your family name, your past experiences. No, it comes solely from your attitude and your consistency. In Pakistan, your background opens doors for you. In Canada, you build every door yourself and then you open it yourself. It's fair, it's humbling. You realize that every achievement has to be earned from zero and from scratch. Yeah, salaries are much higher in terms of numbers, but the expenses are equally high. You cook your own food, you clean your own home, you shovel your own snow, and you fix your own problems. This dignity. But it also teaches you humbleness and humility. You become independent, and that is real growth. So, after working in both banking systems, what do you think? Pakistan taught me how to hustle, how to survive chaos, mismanagement, and how to handle pressure, how to find a way when there's no way out. Canada is teaching me how to balance, how to respect time, how to communicate openly and truthfully, and how to live while working hard. In Pakistan, I learned performance and achieving your targets. In Canada, I'm learning about peace. And honestly, that is the biggest difference. Not the money, not the fame, not the technology, not the clients, but the mindset that the bank has for you. So, if you're watching this from any of your home country or anywhere in the world and you dream about working abroad, then remember that success isn't about just moving into a different country. It's about moving and integrating your mindset. Bring your strengths, bring loyalty, warmth, hard work, but also learn new ones: discipline, communication, and balance. And that is where you will truly win. So, yeah, I work in a Pakistani bank, and now I work in a Canadian bank. One taught me ambition, and the other one taught me development. And if you ask me which one is better, frankly, of course, Canada. But the best life is when you can take the best from both: the passion that I used to have in Pakistan and the peace that I have in Canada. That's the real success story. And that is something that I want to teach you through this video as well. Not just working abroad, but growing abroad. So if you like this story, if you can relate to this, then share it with your friends. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I read all of them. I try to be as honest, as real as I can. So let's grow together, let's influence each other, and let's make the best version of ourselves. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you in the next video.